Hi, it's Michael Whalen, and this is the Artist Expansion Podcast, and this is episode number 9. I want to address something that happened when I did my interview with Pierre Pichatelli. 99% of people really loved the interview, but some people took exception with something that I said. And what I said, in referring to the current music industry, all I see is opportunity. Some people lost their minds. They really did. They were like, what are you talking about? There's no opportunity out there. There's nothing. Everyone's out there to get us, to screw us. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is a positive podcast. Now, I could sit there and grouse with everybody and talk about how great the music industry of the 80s and the 90s were. It wasn't that great. Truth. Bottom line, I think there is so much more opportunity now. If you're an independent artist, you've got tools, you've got resources. You don't need a record label. In the 90s, you really needed a label. You really needed somebody who was going to walk you through the promotion, marketing, PR, all that stuff. You don't need that anymore. There's an opportunity right there. So you can be your own person. The second thing is you can have your own audience. So if you're out with a label and they build that audience with you and you want to take it with you, maybe. But if you're an independent artist and you build an audience online with your website or your social media, your newsletter, which I have talked about, it's yours. It's so valuable. And it's really the motor to your whole career. So there's 2 opportunities. Number 3, no one's talking about styles or genres anymore. Everything's a blur. You're going in a million different directions. In the 90s, you'd have to sit down and be like, okay, so it's sort of like a jazz thing with like sort of like a punk rock, sort of grunge, sort of death metal thing. You don't have to do that anymore. Now, the listener brings it into their life and they program it in their life where they want to. Genre and style as a description is actually misleading and is kind of confusing. So as an artist, you've got so much space to go into so many different directions and do things that have never been done before. I don't know. Sounds like an opportunity to me from a performance standpoint. Okay. I could argue this both ways. Like, big music artists can go and they can tour and they can do stuff and there's really very few people in the middle. And for the low end, it's hard. It's hard to get booked for things. I got it. Reality. However, you don't need to go to a bar or a club. Like, I know people who are doing like weekly shows on social media. Use what you have. You want to perform? Perform. You want to show people you can play? Do it. But don't use the current situation as a reason to not play. Which leads me to my last point, and it's not going to be a great one. A lot of the grousing are people my age. So this year I'm turning 60. And it's a lot of like, everything sucks, everything's different. People hate change, I know that. And they're also lazy. And they hate doing new things. And they hate to look bad if they try something and it doesn't work out. And they hate this idea that we live in a much more transparent universe than we used to. So when you've got, 11 monthly average listeners on Spotify, it's not that great. In the 90s, you could walk around and lie to people about how many, CDs you sold out of the back of your truck. You can't do that anymore. There are nothing but opportunities. I stand by that. I will go down saying that. But you've got to be willing to take those opportunities and work your butt off to do it. Work your butt off. I work my butt off. Like I am hustling all the time as a recording artist. I am hustling all the time as somebody developing my catalog, trying to get stuff out there for sync licenses. Even for my artist development company, like I am working all the time to try to like work with people that are going to be open to what I'm doing because I'm tough. I'm a tough coach. I got that. But I'm fair. And I'm always deeply committed to what people want for their future. So I'm all about that. Let's go create some futures. There's nothing but opportunities. I'm using that as a mantra for myself. It's like, okay, great. So if there's nothing but opportunities, what new opportunity can I be taking? What new opportunity are you taking? I hope it helps.